ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोर्श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 1st chapter, verse number 29. Sri Sukadeva Goswami is continuing to explain the dialogue between Vidura and Uddhava. Vidura, while traveling on his pilgrimage, came to Prabhas, and from there he followed Saraswati river. Then he came up north, and on the bank of Yamuna he met Uddhava. He was very happy to meet him, and he asked him various questions because Uddhava was living in Dwarka. So he asked about the well-being of Krishna and Balaram, and then he asked about Vasudev and Pradyumna. And now in this verse he speaks about Ugrasena. कच्चित् सुखं सात्वत् वृष्णिभोज दासार्हकाणामधिपसास्ते हिमभ्यसिञ्चर्चतपत्रनेत्रो नृपाशनासां परिहृत्य दूरात्. He said, is he Ugrasen, who is the master of Satvatas, Vrishni, Bhojas, Dasarha, situated happily, who was installed as the king by Lord Krishna, who is called Shatapatra Netra or lotus-eyed. Although he, Ugrasena, has given up all hope for the throne, Nipasanasam Parihritya Durat. So Ugrasen is the father of Kamsa, and Kamsa himself was ruling, and therefore there was no possibility for Ugrasen to be the king. So he says that Nipasanasam Parihritya Durat, that he has given up the idea of being the king from very far away. Means there was no possibility, because his own son was so powerful. He did not care for the father. He grabbed the throne And when Kamsa was killed by Krishna, then he could have become the king himself. Usually somebody kills the king and he takes over the throne. But he did not do that. He installed Ugrasena on the seat. So this is the greatness of Krishna, that he was not interested in position or power. And therefore he is called here as Satpatra Netra, means he is lotus-eyed, means he took away the sadness of Ugrasena. If Ugrasena was feeling unhappy that his son has been killed, then just by seeing Krishna, his sadness was removed. It's like if you see the lotus flower, you feel happy. It's very pleasing to see a blooming lotus, especially if it has 1,000 leaves. Satpatra means 100 leaves, petals. So then Ugrasena, who had no hope, now he became the chief of all these are the various clans of the Yadavas. In the Yadavas there are various subgroups. Yadava is the common family name, but among them there are Satvatas, Vrishni, Bhoja, Dasarha, Andaka, Kura, many are there. Because Yadu appeared long ago, and then many other people came in the dynasty, and their followers were also known by their names. Adhipaha Ugrasena Yam Ugrasenam Nripasanasham Rajyavilasam Prahitya Pranabhaina Durat Sthitam. So Ugrasena was also afraid of his son. If he would have tried anything like having the seat of king, then he would have killed him. So he says that he has given up this idea from far. Nirpasan Asam Parihritya Durat. Asha means hope. Asha can also means direction. Says he did not even look to the direction of the throne, that I have any chance for it. Yet Krishna installed him. So sometimes things happen which you see are just impossible. Nobody thinks that this person can become the Prime Minister, like Manmohan Singh. When there were last elections in India, then everybody was predicting either Sonia Gandhi will become the Prime Minister or Vajpayee. And all the big astrologers were giving their predictions. In the newspaper, on the TV, the interviews were coming, and they're reading from the chart, that this chart and this, and she is going to become, or he is going to become. And then finally who became? Manmohan Singh. No one thought of him. And Manmohan Singh had no idea that he is going to become Prime Minister, because he did not even contest the election. So Sonia Gandhi was supposed to become, because she was the chief of the party who had the majority, and if she wanted she could have become, but there was so much opposition. So she intelligently proposed Manmohan Singh, who was sitting far away from the throne without any hope. In Vipassana Asam Durat Parihit. So suddenly he was the Prime Minister. It was a surprise to everybody, and all these astrologers, I don't know what they thought of it. So similarly, Ugrasena had no chance, but he became, and that is because of Krishna. Or it can also mean that Krishna himself gave up this idea from far away that he wants to have. Nirpasan Asam Parihritya Dura, giving up this even thought of he becoming the king, he installed him Yabam Visanchat. Can also mean that he did not have an iota of thought about it. Did not even consider that he wants to be the king. Could also mean that. Kachidhare Saumya Sutah Sadriksha Aste Grani Rathinam Sadhu Sambha Asutayam Jambavati Vratadhya Devam Guham Yom Vikaya Dhritogre. And how is the son of the Lord, whose name is Samba, who is the chief of those who fight from the chariot and who resembles very much Lord Krishna and very gentle in his behavior, who was born from Jambavati after Jambavati has performed severe penances to please the Lord, and he is Guha or Kartikeya and was born previously from Ambika or Parvati. So this is about Samba, who was one of the principal sons of Krishna. Krishna had 1,60,000 sons because he had 10 sons from each queen, and he had 16,000. So 16,000 multiplied by 10 is 1,60,000, right? So among them few were prominent, like Pradyumna, Samba, they were prominent. So he is one of them, and he was a big fighter. Therefore he went alone in the Swamvara of Duryodhana's daughter Lakshmana and kidnapped her. So in the olden days this was the big valor for a Kshatriya, that you go in the Swamvara when there are many other Kshatriyas, kings there, princes have come, and you kidnap the girl. And if you can do that successfully, then it's like you have kicked all these guys on their head. So obviously they come to fight because they cannot tolerate this insult. So there is a big fight, and sometimes people get killed in the process. So Samba was then captured by the Kauravas, and then Balaram has to go. Like sometimes the police catches somebody in India, then he calls some big man and he goes to the police station and releases. So like that Balaram went and got him released. Of course, then he was married to this Lakshmana, but it was quite an act of heroism that he went all alone to do this. So Sadriksha means Sadrisha. He looked just like Krishna. Pradyumna also looked like Krishna. In Bhagavatam it is described that he was beautiful just like Krishna, and sometimes the wives of Krishna will mistake him for Krishna.
Even the wives?
Yeah, because he was so much resembling him. And then they will try to hide. Guham Kartikeyam. Guha means Kartikeya. Ansha Ansinor Akyat. So, because actually Samba is the whole and Kartikeya is the part, but when it is said that he was Guha in the past, just by considering the part and whole as one. It's like if your shirt tears from one corner, you say my shirt is torn. So it is only one part of the shirt which is torn, but you say the whole shirt is torn. Rudrasya Bhagavadansattvat Tatputrasya Kartikeyasyapi Bhagavatputram Sattvam Yuktagaya. So just as Shiva, he is the part of Krishna, so Shiva's son, Kartikeya is also part of Krishna's son. It's to be understood. So father's part is father and son's part is the son. So it's replica. So just as Krishna is there, then Lakshmi is there, then he manifests as Shiva, then Rukmani will manifest as Parvati. And Samba manifests as Kartikeya. But somehow Ganesh is not mentioned here. So only Kartikeya is mentioned. Because according to the story, Ganesh was just made from the atta. यद्वा परावरेशौ महदंश युक्त इत्यादि भक्ष्यमाण युक्त्या अवतार काले श्री कृष्णे नारायण प्रवेशे सती नारायण एव वसुदेव गृहे अवतीर्ण इति प्रतीति इव सांबे गुह प्रवेशात् प्रद्युम्ने काम प्रवेशात् उद्धवादिषु अपि वस्वादे प्रवेशात् तथोक्तिर्नानुपपन्ना. Then one is that he says why he said that he is Guha or he is Kartikeya. Why Samba is called as Kartikeya? So one explanation is gave just as you refer to the part as a whole. Kartikeya is part and Samba is the whole. So from that sense he is referred as Kartikeya. Sometimes the whole is referred as part and sometimes the part is referred as the whole. So he gives another explanation. He says that when Krishna appeared in the house of Vasudeva, then Narayan entered into Krishna's body. That's why he was showing 400 form. So Narayan was seen. Krishna was not really seen. By then they saw 400 baby. That was Narayan. Later on he became 200, that was Krishna. So Krishna, that is to show that Narayana was also in Krishna. And therefore Krishna is also called Narayana. Narayana Nathi. Brahma says in his prayers that are you not Narayana? Narubhujal Ayana. Because you lie down in the water. And in the same way, when Krishna's son was born, Samba, then Kartikeya entered into him. And when Pradyumna was born, Krishna's son, then Cupid entered into him. When Uddhava was born, then Vasu entered into him. He is one of the 8 Vasus. So, because they are inside, therefore it is also said that he is Vasu, or he is Pradyumna is Cupid, or Samba is Kartikeya. So he says in that sense, there is nothing wrong. Samba can also mean, Amba is the name of Parvati. This is called Amba. And Samba means Amba with Shiva. Ambaya Saha iti Samba. That means Shiva and Parvati themselves appeared as Samba. Mahadev himself came. Yeah. So therefore when it is said that he was born from Jambavati and Jambavati performed austerities, don't think that he was born like ordinary child. But just to show that he was born to them. And she performed austerities. Jambavati is the daughter of Jambavan, and Jambavan was very powerful. He was so powerful that he had wrestling with Krishna for 27 days. And then only he realized that this person who is fighting with me for 27 days, he must be God, because nobody else could fight with him for 27 days. Because after that he started feeling weak in his legs. So then he thought that this is Ramchandra, because Jambavan was a devotee of Ramchandra. So then he surrendered. So he is a great devotee and very powerful person. So his daughter must be also very powerful, Jambavati. And if she is doing tapasya, she must do very powerful tapasya. And therefore a powerful son was born. Samba also means who is always with the mother. So it is also possible that Samba was very much attached to Jambavati. Therefore he got the name Samba. Like some children are there, they are always hanging with the mother. So that really Samba means with mother. One who is with the mother. So that can also mean. Shemam sakacche ye dhanayaste falguna labdha dhanu rahasya Lebhen sadhok sad sevaya eva gatim tadiyam yati bhirdurapam. And how is Yuyudhan? Yuyudhan is Satyaki, who was servant of Lord Krishna. And he has learned the art of fighting from Arjuna. Satyaki was Arjuna's disciple. So therefore he says, Falgunath labdha dhanu rahasya, who learned dhanu rahasya, or fighting with the bow, from Falgun, the name of Arjuna. And he says that adhokshad sevaya eva gatim anjasa lebhe. So he reached that destination which is very difficult even for the sannyasis to achieve, simply by serving Krishna. So he was very much attached to doing service to Krishna and was a disciple of Arjuna. And he was also a great fighter. His
Why
name
Arjuna is called Falgun?
because he was born in Falgun. This month will come next. No, not next. It will come around March. So the last month in lunar calendar. So Satyaki was also famous. His name is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Yudhano Viratascha. When Duryodhana is reciting the names of all the people who are on the other side, and he says Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. That there are many fighters on the other side, like Bhima and Arjuna, Atrusura, Maheshwasa, Bhima, Arjuna, Samayudhi. And right after that his name is mentioned, Yudhana. So he was a very great hero. And he came to fight, although the Yadavas did not fight from the side of the Pandavas. But Satyaki came because his guru was Arjuna. Savirtaya prasiddho Yuyudhana. The very word Yuyudhana means one who is good in Yuddha, fighting. Otherwise his name is Satyaki. Kachit Kshemam Sukhamaste, is he happy? Viratvena prasiddho hetumaya. Why was he such a great hero? So it's because of Falgunath Arjunath Labdham Dhanu Rahasya. Because he has learned the science of fighting from Arjuna, Dhanurvedo Yena. So Dhanurveda is one of the Veda, secondary Veda, and was very popular previously in India. Tasya kritarthatvam devotyan vishnusti levehita. And he is fortunate because of serving Krishna. So Satyaki was the cause of the fight which started between the Yadavas at Prabhas, in which they killed each other. He was the reason for it, because he was from the Pandavas side and he was victorious. And Kritvarma was fighting from the other side. Kritvarma was the chief of the Narayani Sena of Krishna. So when they were fighting, then Kshatriyas, whenever they meet, what do they talk about? We fought this, I did this, I killed so many people, I defeated that king, I abducted this queen from here, this. That's what they talk. So they were talking, and Satyaki was of course boasting because he was on the victorious side and Kritvarma was on the losing side. So how can he tolerate? And he says, don't talk nonsense, you would have been killed. You were saved by Arjuna. Because once there was a duel going on between Satyaki and Bhurishrava. Bhurishrava was also a great fighter. He's mentioned here, Somdatta. His father was Somdatta. He was the king of Pragjyotispur, which is Assam. And Somdatta was very old when he was fighting. He was so old that when you have seen sometimes people when they become old, their eyebrows and these things drop and they cannot see properly. So he was so old. No, that was Bhagdat actually, that was not Somdatta. That was another one. This was Bhagdat. That he has to tie a cloth here to keep the eyebrows up so that he can see. Otherwise he won't be able to see. And he was fighting. And he had an elephant, which I think was given by Indra, coming in the dynasty of Aravat. And so this Bhagdat used to fight with that elephant. So then Somdatta was another one, and Somdatta was Bhurishrava. And Bhurishrava was fighting with Satyaki and he defeated Satyaki, and then he was about to kill him with a sword. They were actually fighting with the sword, one on one. And when he was about to kill him, then Krishna saw it and he pointed to Arjuna that, look, your disciple is getting killed. So Arjuna very quickly shot one arrow and cut off Bhurishrava's hand, in which he was having the swords. So suddenly his hand fell off. So Satyaki was saved. And of course Bhurishrava was very upset. And he became very morose and gave up his life. So Kritvarma was telling to Satyaki that don't boast so much that you are a big fighter. If Arjuna was not there, you would have been killed. And Satyaki, of course, could not tolerate this, so he started abusing Kritvarma, and then Kritvarma started abusing Satyaki, and then Satyaki slapped Kritvarma and Kritvarma slapped him, and then he gave him one punch and he gave another punch, and then they all got divided. Some people took the side of Satyaki and some people took the side of Kritvarma and said, how can you say like this? How can you hit him? Who are you? What do you think? And then Sala and all that. After that, next one. So then they fought and killed each other. That's how it happened. Because they were intoxicated, and when you are intoxicated, then your ego is on the peak. And one thing you cannot tolerate at that time is that somebody insults you. So many times these mafias here, when they go to fight or something, first they drink and then they fight, because once they're drunk, then they become fearless, then they shoot. If they're not drunk, then they think, well, this will happen, that will happen, and they cannot shoot. So always they drink and then they go. So this is Satyaki. But Satyaki was also very much devoted to Krishna, therefore he says, Yo yati bhi sannyasi bhi rapi durapam tadiyam bhagavad samvedhanim gatim param phal rupam. Sannyasis cannot attain this destination which Satyaki had, because sannyasis, they don't go to the abode of Krishna, they are only after Brahman. So he says they don't go to the param phal rupam, param prem lakshanam. Adhoks jasya Sri Krishna. So they don't get prema bhakti. They only get mukti, saija mukti, sannyasis. If somebody wants prema, then he has to be a devotee. And sannyasi cannot be a devotee. So sannyasi cannot get prema. This everybody should remember. But he says here, Bhagavatam is saying, Bhagavatam says very clearly, Gatim tadiyam yati bhir durapam. That a yati, a sannyasi, cannot have this destination. So that is only my devotees. Sri Krishna says, Sevaya anjasaya anayasena sukhena eva levi. And he got it very easily, without any hard labor. Why? By performing service to Krishna. So he is therefore a very fortunate person. Satyaki. Then next he is asking about Akrura. This is now Ya Krishna Padankita Marga Pansu Swacheshtata Prema Vibhinna Dharya Kachit Buddha Swasti Anamiva Aste Swafalka Putro Bhagavat Prapanna Ya Krishna Padankita Marga Pansu Swacheshtata Prema Vibhinna Dharya. How is the son of Swafalka, Akrura, who is very much surrendered to Lord Krishna and is very intelligent and free from all sins. He is so great that when he saw the footprints of Krishna, then he fell onto it and his heart was manifesting the symptoms of love. So this is about Akrura. Akrura was uncle of Krishna and he was sent by Kamsa to get Krishna and Balram from Braj to Mathura, because Kamsa, when he heard that Krishna is the person who is going to kill him, then he decided better to call him and then make him fight first with the elephant, this Kovaliya Pida, and if he escapes the elephant, then Mustik and Chanur. So that when Akrura heard this, he was very elated, because he was hearing about Krishna but he had no chance to see him. So he could not sleep whole night, and next day early morning he left for Nandagaon. Within that time Krishna was in Nandagaon. So it took him whole day from Mathura to Nandagaon, because he was going with the Tonga slowly. There was no road. It was on Kacha. If there was a road, he would not be able to see Krishna's footprint. Because when there were no roads here, there used to be this mud path full of sand, and you walk, you leave your footprints. Like you remember previously, here Parikrama Marg was like that, or Govardhan Parikrama. Of course, now all this is changed, nobody leaves any footprints now. So, although he has not seen Krishna, but he knew Krishna's footprints. So, how did he know? Because he is intelligent. He is called here as Buddha. He was so intelligent that he could recognize Krishna's footprints. Because Krishna's footprints are very special. They have mark of flag and chakra and chariot and fish and barley. Many marks are there. So he has very special feet. So he saw this and he immediately jumped from his chariot and he was rolling on this dust. That is mentioned here. It says Krishna Padankita Marga Pansusu. Pansu means dust. On the path Marga, which was marked by the footprints of Krishna. And there he was rolling out of love. Prema Vibhinna Dharya. His heart was bubbling with love and he could not contain it. So he was so ecstatic. Like when people become very happy, they roll on the ground. So this is what he was doing. There is one very interesting word which is used here for Akrura, that is called anamiva, which means he translates this as anamivo nispapa, means sinless. But it also interesting, it sounds like that he was free from the amoeba. Anamoeba means no amoeba. So amoeba is the sin. Because when somebody is sinful, then he falls sick, and the sickness is caused by some bacteria. So that is said here, that he is free from all bacteria. Yeah, he says here, anamoeba in this path.
So he's old man.
Yeah, he was completely detoxified. So, you see, amoeba is also mentioned in Bhagavatam. It's not that now only they have discovered amoeba. It was known before also. In the Vedas also it is mentioned, an amoeba means free from sin. No amoeba. And Swafalka Putra Akrura. So he is called Akrura because Krura means cruel. And Akrura means not cruel. He was very gentle. Only gopis said that you are not Akrura, you are Krura. Says, who has given you this name? Akrura. You are completely Krura. Because you are taking away Krishna from us. So, this is the reason that his name did not fit in Braj. Achestata Nandagrama Praveshe Velutat. Where did I see the footprints of Krishna? Outside Nandagam. So there was no road. This was all mud path. And Krishna was playing in those days, running around. He didn't have shoes. People say that Krishna was living in a palace. They make very nice house in the painting where Krishna lives, Mother Yashoda, marble house. But he did not even have chappal. So he was living in simple mud house, no shoes, one dhoti, yellow color. Otherwise, if he had shoes, how is that footprints were there? So from this we understand that he was not living in a palace. What do you say?
Right.
If anybody who lives in a palace is not going to walk without shoes outside on the road, maybe inside the palace, but not on the road. So this is the proof that Krishna was walking barefoot, no shoes. So that's where he was rolling. Velutat means he was rolling in this dust, that I am so fortunate. So this is out of respect for Krishna, because he was a devotee of Krishna. Then next he is asking about Devaki, Mother Devaki, Krishna's mother. Kachichivam devaka bhoja putrya Vishnu prajaya iva deva matuhu Yavai swagarbhena dadhara devam Prayatha yagya vitanamartham. How is Devaki, the daughter of Devaka, and who is the mother of Vishnu? Because Vishnu or Krishna was born from her, who is just like the mother of the demigods, Aditi. Aditi is given birth to Indra and other devas. Is the wife of Kashyap Muni. So he says that how is she, who is great like the mother of the devas, Deva Matu. And Yahweh Swagarbhena Dadhara Devam Trayatha Yagya Vitanamartham. She kept Krishna in her womb, the Supreme Person, just like the Vedas have the meaning of the sacrificing. Yagya Vitanamartham. So just like the Vedas, they give descriptions of the sacrifice, they give the meaning. In the same way, she was holding Krishna. So Krishna is called Yagya Purusha, Yagya Vai Vishnu, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapsam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Says that I am the Bhokta of all Yagya, all the sacrifices. So in the same way, the Vedas, they give the process how to perform Yagya. So just as this meaning or the description of the meaning of the sacrificial ceremonies is not created by the Vedas, it is, the meaning is only held in the words. In the same way, Devaki did not produce Krishna, she was only holding it. That is the significance. That means Krishna was not born like other child who get their bodily limbs from the mother's nourishment. When a woman becomes pregnant, then child's body develops from the body of the mother. So Krishna's body did not develop like that. So in that sense, the example is given that just like there is a meaning in the word of the Vedas, so that meaning is not created there. It only is held by them, it exists there. Devak Nama Yo Bhoja Tasya Putriya Devakya. So Devak was also one of the Bhojas, one of the dynasty among the Yadus was Bhoja dynasty. So he was Bhoja and Devaki was the daughter. And she was married to Vasudeva and she was also the cousin sister of Kamsa. She was not real sister because Kamsa is son of Ugrasen and Devaka is the father of Devaki. Vishnu Praja Apatyam Yasya. So Vishnu was born from her. Taya Dev Matur Aditari. Just like Aditi, the mother of the Devas, has given birth to Indra in the sense. Then next he is asking about Aniruddha. Api svidaste bhagavan sukham vo yasatvatam kamadugo niruddha yamamananti smaha shabdayonim manomayam sattva turya tattvam. How is Lord Aniruddha? Is he happy? Aniruddha, who supplies all the desires of sattvatas or devotees, and he is described as Shabdayoni, or the source of the Shabda, Manomayam, because he is the presiding deity of the mind, and Shabda is produced through the mind. When we speak, but before speaking, there is inspiration from the mind. Manomaya, and he is called the Turiya Tattva, the fourth. So there is Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Sankarshan, and Aniruddha. So he is the fourth one in this view. Satvatam Yadav Visheshanam Bhaktanam. Satvata means devotees. Satvata was also one clan of Yadavas. So both ways it can be used. Shabdayonim Niswas Vyanjit Veda Vrindam. He is also called Shabdayoni, means source of the Vedas, because Vedas have come out as breath from the Lord Aniruddha. Are asya mahato bhutasya niswasitam edad yad rigveda samya veda yajurveda atharvaveda and so on. That these Vedas, they have come out from the breath of the Lord, who is the Supreme Person. Manomayate iti manomayam mansa pravartakam. He is called Manomaya because he moves the mind. Tatha sattvasya suddha sattva rupasya chaturvihasya turiyam chaturtham tattva. And he is the chaturtha, the fourth one of the sattva suddha, because all these four manifestations are from Vishuddha sattva or spiritual sattva. So now he says that how is that this Aniruddha, he was captured by Banasur. You know the story, the Banasur had a daughter whose name was Usha. And one night in the dream, Usha saw one very beautiful person. And when she saw him, then she fell in love with this person in the dream. So when she woke up, she was completely enamored and was in thoughts of this person and was not eating, not talking. So she had a friend whose name was Chitralekha. So this friend asked that why, what happened. So she explained to her that I saw one very beautiful young prince in my dreams and I would like to see him. So first she said that maybe it's just a dream. She said no, this is real. So Chitralekha was a very good painter. So she started painting the various princes. And then she was showing that, is this the one you saw in the dream and is this the one? So finally when she painted Aniruddha, and he said, yes, this is the one. And then she had the power to kidnap Aniruddha while he was sleeping. So she kidnapping always was there in India. It's not a new thing. Now it has become more common, but previously also it was there. So she kidnapped Aniruddha when he was sleeping, and when Aniruddha he woke up, he saw himself in this palace, and Usha was there. And then he was told, and he says, now you have to just remain here, don't go out. So they kept him hiding. But then the servants, they went and complained that there is some man in the room of your daughter. So Banasura, of course, became very angry and he says, how is this possible? So he came and he saw this Aniruddha and he captured him and put him in prison. So that's what is mentioned. He says, Ban yuddhadav bandhanadikam achintya ichchami leela eva. So he says, how is it possible that he is the Turiya Tattva, transcendental personality, and he got defeated by Banasura and was captured by him. So he says this was by his own will, as part of his Leela, just as Lord Ramachandra. He was wandering in the forest and his wife was kidnapped, again kidnapping by Ravana. And then he was crying like an ordinary person. So he was crying like an ordinary person that even Parvati was confused. Because when he was wandering in the forest crying, then Lord Shiva and Parvati happened to pass by. And when Lord Shiva saw Lord Ramachandra, then he paid obeisances from far away. So Parvati says, what are you doing? So he says, I am paying my obeisances to my Lord. So he says, your Lord? He says, yes, he is my Lord. But he says, but he is crying. He says, yes, this is his Leela. He says, no, I don't believe it. So Shiva said, if you don't believe me, I will sit under this tree and you can go and test him. So Parvati went, and what Parvati did, that she took the form of Sita and came from the opposite direction where Lord Ram was going. So when she came from the opposite direction, she thought that now Lord Ram will be confused by seeing me. But Lord Rama, he stopped his crying, he changed his mood and he says, Mother Parvati, how come you are alone here? Where is Lord Shiva? So when he said this, then Parvati was completely embarrassed. He said, oh, that means he really knows. He's not an ordinary person. He must be God. Otherwise, how could he know? So she felt embarrassed and he says, no, he's just nearby and I was, she told what happened. And then she left and of course she changed back and became Parvati and came to Shiva. And then Shiva asked, so what do you say? And he says, yes, now I'm convinced that he is the Lord. But she didn't tell what has happened. But Lord Shiva, he understood that she has taken the form of Mother Sita, and therefore from that time onwards in his mind, he did not accept her as his wife anymore. And this was the reason that she has to be burnt in the sacrifice of Daksha, where she gave up her life. So it is all pastimes. So he says in the same way, Aniruddha, he became bound. Atra asya chaturvyuhatve pramanam Vishnu dharmotre vajra prashne markandeya uttarameta. Says the proof that he is part of Chaturvyuha, these quadruple manifestations of the Lord, is found in the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, where there is a dialogue between Vajra and Markandeya. Vajra was the grandson of Krishna. So, great grandson actually. So he says, Bhuyo bhuyastva saudrishto maya devo jagatpati kalpakshayena vigyata samaya mohitena vai Samaya mohitena vai kalpakshaya vatite tu tam tu devam pitamahat aniruddham vijanami pitram te jagatpatim iti. So he told that because Markandeya, he lived, he had the lifespan of 7 kalpas because he is son of Mrikandu Muni and he was supposed to die when he was 7 years old. But then he did this chanting of Sugandhi Pushtivardhana. He pleased Lord Shiva and he got the lifespan to live for 7 years. So he was also there when there is an annihilation. And at that time there was nobody, but he was there. He saw one Vatvriksha and this baby lying on the leaf. Padarvindam, what is it? Mukharavinde. There is one very nice verse that Lord is putting his Padarvinda in his Mukharavindam. Matasya putre putam sayane sirsa namami. And I pay my obeisances to him. So when he saw him, he says, Bhuya bhuyastu asau drishto maya devo jagatpati. I saw the Lord again and again. Kalpakshaya, at the end of Kalpakshaya, na vigyata samaya mohitena vai. Being bewildered by his maya, I could not understand who is he. Kalpakshaya vitite tu tam tu devam pitamaha. But when this period was over and Brahma came into existence, then I asked Lord Brahma that who was this person. So he said that Aniruddham, that he was Aniruddha. And he is your father, because Vajra was the son of Aniruddha, who is grandson of Krishna. Pitram te jagatpati. So this is the proof he is giving that Aniruddha is part of Chaturvyuha. Bhisma Parvani Duryodhanam Prati Bhisma Sikshayam. And in Bhisma Parva there is teachings by Bhisma to Duryodhan. Sri Krishnasya avatararambhe gandhamadanam agatasya tasya brahmanes tada avirbhavam mansi pasyatas tuvanasya tadidam brahmavachanam. He is describing about Lord Krishna, the appearance, that how he came at the Gandhamadan mountain, which is part of the Himalaya, and then there Brahma came and Brahma saw the manifestation of the Lord in the mind, and then he prayed to him, and then he said like this, said as follows: Srishtva sankarshanam devam swayam atmanavatmana krishnastvam manatmana shrakshi pradyumnam yadma sambhavam pradyumnacha niruddhamstu yam vidur vishnumavayam aniruddha srijanmam vai brahmanam lokadharinam Vasudevamaya soham tvaya evasmi nirmita. Says that Lord Krishna, Krishna tvam atmana ashrakshi pradyumnam hi atmasambhavam. That Krishna, first he manifested Lord Sankarshan from himself, then he manifested Pradyumna, and then from Pradyumna came Aniruddha, who is known as also Vishnu, and Aniruddha manifested Brahma. As Aniruddha is Garbhodaksha Vishnu, from him Brahma, his lotus never comes Brahma, and Brahma is the one who creates the planets. So he says that I am also therefore Vasudeva Maya, manifested from Vasudeva, Tvaya Evasmi Vinirmita, being manifested by you, O Lord Krishna. So this is the proof that Aniruddha is the part of Chaturvyuha.
A question about Devaki. Because actually she is Vishnu that manifests from her, no? But after just some time, Krishna also could see Krishna.
Yeah, Krishna came, but Krishna first manifested himself as Vishnu.
Yeah.
Because Vishnu, Narayana, everybody is inside Krishna. That's why Krishna sometimes manifests 400 forms, sometimes 200, depending on the lila or mood of his devotees.
So she was more inclined to this reverence type of devotion,
Also, he wanted to show her because he was afraid that my son will be killed by Kamsa, so he wanted to prove to him that I am Vishnu, I cannot be killed. So let's see, become specified. Not because you can imagine somebody losing 6 children, one after another, being hit on the wall. Let's see if we
That's right. So, and about this personality that they are all together inside and different soul inside of the body.
yes.
So there's a purpose.
Purpose that they can all have participate in the same lila.
Can you please explain one more time who was present at the time when Krishna left his body? Was I not understood?
And Mitra,
And Uddhava went there to Yamuna and reported everything done to
Vidura.
Vidura.